It's Panda Maru Draws here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you want to draw, but you don't know what to draw? This is something that often happens to me, and I think it probably happens to a lot of other artists too, where you have the energy, you feel the creative spark, but you just can't think of anything. So what do? For me, I draw fruit. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's simple, it's easy, and it lets me get out that artistic creativity and energy that I want to. I've done this a couple times now. Just get some paper, split it up into 4 different sections, and pick 4 different mediums to draw the same or at least a similar picture with. This time I picked peaches. I thought it would be fun because there's already a color palette right there, and I'm not the biggest fan of orange, so I also thought, well, how can I make orange look nice? So, back to my question. What do you do when you have the energy, you have the time, you have the materials, but it's just a no thoughts, head empty kind of day? Do you have a list of things? Do you ask somebody else? Do you go to a random generator? I'm genuinely curious. There's been times in the past where I've gotten so worked up about what to draw that the moment will pass. And I don't like that. You know, drawing, creating, it's supposed to be fun. So I want to have fun doing it. I don't want to get stressed out about what I'm doing. That seems to defeat the purpose. I know that a lot of times, especially with social media, we feel like everything we make has to be perfect or beautiful or mean something to present to people. But sometimes, you just want to draw, and maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad. Who knows? Who cares? And I'm saying this, very cavalier and, like, oh, I'm beyond it, but I'm not. As somebody that, through nobody's fault but her own, has committed to making one art video a week, I often feel a lot of stress and pressure over what to do and what to create. And like I said, this is nobody's fault but my own. I'm not getting paid from this. This is my job. This is just something I wanted to do, to see if I could do it, to see if I was committed and focused. Do you guys like colored pencils? I do. I don't use them enough. It's just one of those mediums that kind of takes a long time, so I don't pick them up as often as I should. But I really think they're pretty, and I think there's a lot of cool effects that you can really do with them. Speaking of which, I was supposed to put baby oil on this before I finished it, and I didn't. And spoiler alert, I've already sprayed it with fixative, so whoopsie daisies. People that do art, social media of any kind, do you have like things that you're like, this is just for me? I don't want people to see it, or I only want certain people to see it, or once you decide that I'm going to make an Instagram, a YouTube, a Twitter, whatever, to broadcast my art, are you just like, well, I'm opening up myself and people are gonna see it all? I'm just really curious because, I've seen a bit of everything. I've seen people that really curate their social media and, are definitely trying to put off a certain image and a certain persona. And I'm not trying to say that as a judgmental way, because you have to edit. Even now, I'm editing. I'm not putting every single piece of footage that I have out there. So even if you're not trying to present yourself in a certain way or manner, just through the lack of what you deem to be important and what you deem to not be important, it's gonna come out a certain way. I'm just really curious, and I guess I'm just in a really thoughtful, contemplative kind of mood, because once again, this was a real no thoughts, head empty day. I had plans to design stickers, and I could not think of a thing. I have a bigger YouTube video that I've been working on. I'm still working on it. I want suggestions. How do you keep your peace? How do you separate how much I'm willing to show to other people and what I want to keep to myself? How do you stop from being stressed out or anxious about it? Or have you just realized I can't stop being stressed out or anxious about it, so I'm just not gonna do it? I'm really curious, and I'm not particularly stressed out or anxious about any of the stuff I'm doing right now. I do sometimes get into my little moods where I just start spiraling and doomsdaying very quickly. But now that I kind of know that that is something that, I am susceptible to, I have gotten better at pulling myself out of it. At least I think. I guess I should poll my family and see if they feel the same. Also, my son, the big one, not the little one, not our favorite art assistant, the bigger one, has crayons, and I'm so sorry. Crayons is very hard to say with my accent. I really don't like saying it. I'm just gonna say Crayolas, which is only a little better in my accent. My son has Crayolas, and he does not care for them, so I have just scooped them up. And this is something that many teacher, many art YouTuber, many everybody has told me, but I don't think I really put two and two together. When it comes to cheaper supplies, I think you have more fun with them because you don't care. I did not care not one nary cent about wasting these Crayolas, so I just did what I wanted, and I think because of that, I think that that's the one that I like the most. I think this is the one that I had the most fun doing because I was just like, well, I can do whatever. A pack of 24 is what, $1, $2? They're definitely not expensive. I had no anxiety. I had nothing. This was, like I said, this one was the most fun for me, and when I look at them, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one I like the most. I do have a question, and not just for Crayolas, but also soft pastels, oil pastels. How do you get the little crumblies off of them, or do you just not? Because I tried brushing it with like my hand and it's smeared, and I tried brushing it with a brush and it smeared terribly. So if any of you guys have suggestions for what to do, I would love to hear them. So getting to the supplies that were expensive, I bought some oil pastels. These are the Paul Rubin ones. And I do like them. This is my first time using them. You are seeing the debut. The first time ever. Some of them were really oily. Like, I know they're oil pastels, but I was like, oh my goodness. I'm not sure if that's, like you can see the glisten on that one. I'm not sure if that's, just the nature of the beast, or maybe this Georgia heat really got to them. I'm not sure. Once again, if you have any suggestions, tips, I'd love to hear them, because I'm just out here, trying. I'm just out here trying. Coming back to my beginning question, what do you do? I really am curious and would like to know. I probably am gonna have a lot more no thoughts, head empty days, so if you guys have suggestions for things that you would want to see me do, or just things that you do that help you out when these kind of days hit you and you want to create, or you have to create, I'd love to know. As I'm always saying, I kind of made this YouTube channel to get in touch with the art community, because ever since COVID happened, I've kind of lost touch with a lot of the people that I, graduated with, and, art is not, it doesn't have to be lonely. It doesn't have to be isolated, and I don't want it to be. I would like to talk to people. I would like to share with people. As much as I do love our favorite art assistant, he, can't talk for one, and doesn't have the greatest appreciation of art. Which, that's okay, he's young, he has plenty of time to get it together. And you know what, if he's just not a creative person, I'll love him anyway. I'll love him the same. I'll love him the same, but I also have high hopes for him. I was surprised at how much I actually liked using the oil pastels. I don't like art supplies that are particularly messy, which is why I stayed away from oil pastels for so long. But I think that they look really pretty and they give off that impressionist art style that I really, really love. And I think that that's what really pushed me through to see it to the end. And here is the end. Which one's your favorite? I already gave it away. My favorite is the Crayola one. This is the one I did before that's smeared. I'm still sad about it. But which one was your favorite? Would you like to see me do this again with some other mediums? I have a lot of different mediums, so if you have suggestions, we can probably figure something out. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys are making lots of art. I hope you're not stressed out about social media. See you guys later. Bye.